If you follow the gacha scene, you've seen the Doom posters, creators like SaintOnTas, who build a brand around the idea that every game is failing. But if we look back at the history of the genre, it's clear that while we once needed voices to push for change, the era of professional Doom posting is officially over. The competition between Genshin Impact and Wuthering Waves has already proven the critics right and made the outrage redundant. The early conflict. In the early days of Genshin, the community was at war. On one side, creators like Matashed voiced concerns about predatory systems and the lack of rewards. On the other, defenders like Tectone frequently pushed back in his early videos, dismissing the negativity and arguing that the game was fine and didn't need to change. The irony, even the defenders eventually became the critics. As the honeymoon phase ended, the same people who bashed others for wanting improvements started demanding those exact same changes. It proved that wanting a better game wasn't hate, it was looking at the long-term health of the genre. The reality check, Genshin vs. Wuwa. The launch of Wuthering Waves provided the ultimate proof that the early improvement crowd was right. It showed that the features we were told would break the game were actually just better standards. The weapon banner. For years, Genshin players had to deal with a system that required multiple fate points to guarantee a weapon. Wuthering Waves launched with a 100% guarantee for the rate-up weapon on the first pity. This pressure eventually forced Genshin to slash its own guarantee system in version 5.0, proving the old way was unnecessarily punishing. Character accessibility. Early critics were flamed for wanting free 5 stars. Wuthering Waves launched with multiple 5-star selectors and a beginner banner that let you choose your target. Now Genshin has finally implemented a yearly 5-star selector. The grind. Players complained for years about 3-minute boss respawns, and the artifact RNG. Wuwa launched with instant respawns and an echo system you can farm without stamina. Suddenly, Genshin bosses now respawn in 10 seconds, and we have tools to craft specific artifact stats. Why SaintOnTas is unnecessary now. This shift is exactly why creators like SaintOnTas have become obsolete. Back in 2020, Genshin had no competition, so being loud and negative was one of the only ways to signal that players wanted more. But today, the market is doing the talking. We don't need a creator to scream that a game is predatory or dying every day because we have options. If one game doesn't respect your time, you don't need to sit around being angry. You just go play the competitor. Constant Doom posting isn't fighting for the player anymore. It's just ignoring the fact that we've already won the fight for better standards. Moving past the outrage. Doom posters rely on the idea that they are the only ones holding developers accountable. But in reality, the launch of Wuthering Waves held developers more accountable than 5 years of angry videos ever did. When a game finally adds a 5-star selector, or fixes a resin cap, a Doom poster has to find a way to make it sound like a disaster, or they lose their audience. The early critics wanted to fix the games they loved. Modern Doom posters often seem to want the games to fail for content. We've reached a point where the White Knight versus Hater war is over, and the people still trying to fight it just look out of touch with how much the genre has actually improved. The war for a better gacha standard was won by competition, not by constant negativity. We have the QOL, we have the choices, and we have the rewards. The players won, the developers are listening to the market, and the Doom posters are just shouting at a wall that's already been repainted.